Suspicious betting detected at UFC 64 after big money on first round stoppage pays off huge. Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC recently released an edict banning its fighters and their respective teams from betting on mixed martial arts MMA fights. Now, we have an example of why it's just a bad idea that opens the door to insider betting. Stay tuned in this video, Betting Fraud at UFC Vegas 64. So, make sure to watch this video to the end. Let's check it out. During UFC Vegas 64, Darrick Minner fell to Shaylon Nuremberg via first-round technical knockout. In the hours leading up to the fight, sportsbooks watched as a flood of money came in from bettors on Nuremberg. And not just the money line on Nuremberg, but the Chinese import to win in fewer than 2.5 rounds, and even Nuremberg to win via knockout in the first round. So much action came in on Wolverine that he moved from a -220 favorite to a -420 favorite. Nuremberg won after Minner seemingly injured his knee little more than 1 minute into a featherweight bout. The whole thing was suspicious enough that betting integrity firm US Integrity opened an investigation into the incident and informed bookmakers of the situation. Our goal, as always, is to notify the industry of any potential nefarious, abnormal, or suspicious activity as soon as possible, so they can take action as quickly as possible, US Integrity President Matthew Holt told ESPN. In this case, we hope that by sending a couple hours before the fight started, we may have helped prevent some more suspicious bets from getting through. Well, looks like news of Minner's injured knee leaked from the camp in the hours leading up to fight night. There's the added complication that the Nebraskan is coached by James Krause. The same James Krause who runs a betting pick service complete with a podcast and Discord server for paying members. In the past, he said he makes more money from gambling on UFC than he ever did fighting for the organization. There's no clear evidence thus far that Krause bet on Minner to lose or told others to do it. But once you see an extremely suspicious line move like that in a fight where a coach is deep into sports betting, it's easy to let your imagination run wild as to what happened. The UFC made a big announcement in mid-October specifically to avoid a situation like this, but it happens anyway. Now, the sport will have to reckon with the sportsbook demon that it has integrated into the broadcast so deeply. What do you think, Maniacs? Is there more to this story than a couple of insiders getting word of Minner's knee injury before the fight? Is this just another sign that sports betting has taken too deep of a hold of MMA? Fans and media who closely follow UFC betting lines noticed some strange late movement ahead of UFC Vegas 64's fight between Darrick Minner and Shaylon Nuremberg. In the hours before the fight, Nuremberg went from a -220 favorite to -420. In the aftermath of Nuremberg's first-round knockout win, an investigation has been launched regarding a pre-fight betting for that contest. ESPN first reported that US Integrity, an organization that identifies suspicious behavior by analyzing changes in betting data against a benchmark of normal betting activity, reported the irregular betting activity a few hours ahead of the event. Minner opened the fight by throwing 3 low kicks with the right leg. He then switched stance and threw a left kick to the body of Nuremberg. After throwing that kick, Minner staggered backward, clutching his left knee. Seconds later, Minner attempted another body kick with his left leg, leaving doubled over against the fence, apparently in a great deal of pain. Nuremberg took advantage of his injured opponent and finished the fight with an onslaught of strikes at the 107 mark of the first round. After referee Mark Smith waved off the fight, Minner sat on his stool with his left leg extended. According to ESPN's report, not only did late money come in on Nuremberg, but there was significant action on prop bets for the fight to end via knockout in the first round and the under 2.5 rounds. Before Saturday's event, Nuremberg had 0 finishes in his 3 previous UFC outings. While there have been no reports as to what injury Minner had sustained or who might have known enough about it to place bets against him, it has been noted that Minner's coach, James Krause, hosts a gambling podcast and runs a Discord channel focused on betting on UFC fights. Unlike US Integrity, Don Best Sports offers paid guaranteed and non-guaranteed betting picks on several sports. The site does not provide UFC picks. In mid-October, the UFC updated its code of conduct to prevent fighters from betting on UFC fights. As a way to compare movement of betting lines on fight day, the second most significant change for the UFC Vegas 64 fight card was in the Miranda Maverick vs. Shanna Young fight. In that contest, according to Best Fight Odds, Maverick started the day as a -742 favorite and closed as a -827 favorite. So, hopefully you did enjoy the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.